It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anichar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Oh, they did it! They did it! The Jags beat Baltimore 28-27. Goodbye, Ravens. Jags get win number 4 on the season, ladies and gentlemen. Could this be the start of something big? Who cares at this point? Let's just celebrate the dub. Oh, look, what a performance. Trevor's coming out party, better than ever. Oh, my goodness, what? 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. You go, Trevor Lawrence. Where are all you Trevor Lawrence doubters? You're not on my Twitter today. Where are you? I don't hear from you. He's a bust, you've been telling me for. Where are you? Pretty impressive. Listen, we're all in this together, baby. We all have our doubts at times, but we're fans. But look at that. I mean, what a day. What a day. He did lose that one fumble. Guy got him from behind, but man, oh man, impressive performance. And signature win for Trevor, signature win for the franchise. We were dead in the water. 2nd and freaking 20 with the lead. And what happens? Deshaun Jackson, 62 yards. Oh gosh, no, this can't be happening again. And it did. And they scored. And then they went for 2. And the Jags got the ball. And what happened? Trevor got annihilated. And it was going to be over quick. And then in the press box, I think we calmed him down. Myself and Brent and Stuart. Relax, Trevor. Relax. Just take those chunks. Don't worry. Don't be in any hurry. We got plenty of time. 2 minutes is all day. And all of a sudden, he started going down the field, man. And it was a thing of beauty to watch. And wait a minute. Stuart Weber, come and pat me on the back. If you watch the Countdown to Kickoff program, Super Bowl Live. Dan, who's your player to watch? Dan, I need a player to watch. Dan, tell me a player. Liv, who did I say? Who did I say was a player to watch, Liv? Oh, Zay Jones. 11 for 145. That's what he's capable of, ladies and gentlemen. What I've been saying all along this season, you know, we're analytic champions. I don't want that. I want to win, and I want Trevor to develop it. Today we got both. And it's starting to change a little. And by the way, Doug Pederson, tip of the cap. If it didn't work, we were going to hammer you. 27-26, Jags have scored. Let's go for 2, Doug. He had the kicking team on. He took the kicking team off. He had the kicking timeout. What do? We're going for 2. And he goes for 2. And I mean, Trevor threw a bullet to, Zay Jones, who caught it. And for the 2-point conversion. And the Jags, well, they didn't have the win yet because, by God, there's 14 seconds left. And you're damned if you do and damned if you don't on the squib kick. I like it. I think you squib kick because you're killing time. But smart play by the Ravens up man who returned it, grabbed it at the 25 and pushed his way to the 40 in 4 seconds. So he had 10 seconds left. And they've got this kid named Tucker, who's the best kicker in the history of the NFL. And Lamar goes to Josh Oliver for 10 yards or so. And so they're lining up from the midfield. It's a 67-yard kick. But from our vantage point, when it left his foot, you could tell it was short by about 3 or 4 yards. And Tucker was mad at himself that he didn't make it. But this ain't Detroit. It's not indoors. It's a little bit tougher. There's a little bit of wind here. There's a little bit of wind, right? And it's coming this way, and that's the end zone where he kicked it, and he didn't make it. And so the Jags finally shine and get a win, 28-27 over the Baltimore Ravens, and send the purple home in deep despair. Sadness for all you Baltimore fans. Where's Ben Becker, Liv? Where's Send Ben? Huh? Where is he? He's at the game. Crying tears. Send Ben. Oh, when I get back to the station, Send Ben better go hide under the desk because I'm coming. I'm coming guns blazing. What? It's his day off. Where's Send Ben? I just kid. I kid because I care. And I'm happy for the franchise. And I'm happy for all these fans. They're so happy and they're so joyful. Oh, we've got stats up here on the postgame. Look, the Ravens went up and down the field, but really, to the defense's credit, bend, don't break, and that's what they did. Look at the third down efficiency. Jags were 4 of 13. Look at Trevor's quarterback rating. Look at the quarterback rating. Lamar Jackson is a tough cookie, man. He is a tough cookie. But he misses some throws. He makes up for it with his legs. He ran for, how many yards did he run for, Liv? 86 on like 14 carries. I mean, he is a bad man. But today Trevor was a little better. A little better. He's growing up. It's happening. 3 straight weeks over 100 rating, and that's got to be a career high. I don't think he's ever 129.8. You ever seen that one, Weber? I've never seen that. I'll take 129.8. What a win for the Jags. What a day here at the bank. What a feel-good story for this franchise. And look, like I've been saying all along, you got to get to 6 or 7 wins. For one reason, because I have a lot of money on 6. So that's why that's important. But more importantly, 6 or 7 wins. And by the way, go ahead and win them all and get in the playoffs. I don't care. You can do that if you'd like. But 6 or 7 wins. Where's the W on the Ravens? We're not. Oh, Stewart has to do it. All right. 6 or 7 wins get you set up for next season. See. And you remove the stigma of picking in the top 5 or top 10 of the draft. Give me 7 and 10, man. Give me 8 and 9. I got a win over the Ravens. I said when they won their other game 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago, if they could split with the Chiefs and the Ravens, that would be awesome. Well, they did. And now you got to go find a way to win in Detroit. All right, if you can win in Detroit and get to 5, split with the Titans, get to 6, get the Jets and the Texans, get to 7 and 8. Doug Pederson, the stage is yours, my friend, here on the postgame show.
It was exciting, electric. Guys were kind of beside themselves. But, besides the excitement, the guys believe, right? I mean, I think that's the thing that I see is they believe in themselves, they believe in this team, and amongst all the excitement, that's what it means more to me, with these guys. But very excited, electric. These guys really deserve this one.
What went into the decision to go for it for the 2-pointer, and then can you describe sort of how Trevor and Zay executed that?
What do we got to lose? I mean, and this is something I told the staff during that last, 5 or 6 minutes of the game. It's like, we got to think players, not plays, and trust our guys. And, and that's what this game, our guys believe. They believe. And once we scored that touchdown at the end, that, they wanted to go for 2. It wasn't my decision. The players were like, let's go, and I got a lot of faith and trust in them. And just a well-executed play. It's the play we've had in our game plan pretty much every week, and we were able to pull it out. Great, Trevor today was lights out. He played extremely well. That throw, that catch for the 2-point was a thing of beauty. And I think as a football team too, a win like this just kind of heads us in the right direction.
A little bit earlier in that drive, Doug, 3rd and 22. 4th and 5, I believe it was. It feels like around here, typically there would have been a lot of panic. Trevor looked like a veteran quarterback, and you didn't really sense any of that happening. What was your view of those 2 plays in particular?
I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, I think that's what you're seeing with our team is just the growth and the maturity. And again, it's just there's no panic with these guys. They believe in themselves. They understand that, yeah, we've put ourselves in a bit of a pickle there in those situations, but we also knew we had 4 downs, and the guys just they made plays, and that's kind of been the difference between, say, the first 10 and obviously this one here is just on and really all 3 phases. Guys making plays, on the field, and that's what it takes. I mean, was it a perfect game? No, by no means. That's a good football team that we played, playoff caliber team. My hat's off to them, and but our guys just kept fighting and believing.
Doug, congrats on the win first off, but what were the emotions like in that last 14 seconds? Was it like, did we leave too much time on the clock, and what was it feeling like when Tucker's ball was in the air at that last play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't worry about the time. You're just trying to execute the 2-point conversion. But, we knew we were going to hard squib there. Even the return, that's a big guy there that's returning that football. And listen, we know Tucker's a great kicker. The 50-yard line is about right. He crosses when they cross the 50, you can bank on 3 points. And that ball felt like it was up there for a long time, and just happy it was on our end.
Hey, Doug, just to be clear, were you planning on going for 2, after that last touchdown, and the players just kind of said it as well, or did you really leave that up to them to make the decision?
I mean, we talked about it as a staff even before the drive, and I had my mind made up. I wanted to go for 2. But during that drive, even after the score, the offensive guys were like, "Coach, let's just finish this thing right here." And so I had my mind made up. But obviously, when the players have that much confidence in themselves and in us, and to go for it like that, you got to believe them, and you got to trust them, and they did a great job.
What does a game-winning drive like that do for a quarterback, a young quarterback who's still struggling to find the consistency you want and hasn't really had big-time moments like that?
It's a step in the right direction, and he's, I would say, these last three games or so, he's really, has done a really nice job with our system and our offense. And, even a game like today, it wasn't a perfect game, but, statistically speaking, I think he had a pretty good game and, took care of the football. But, he's heading in the right direction. And look, it's just one step in where we, want to go. Great team win today, and we can build on it and look forward to next week.
What's it say for your defense to stop them, keep them out of the end zone on 4 of 6 red zone possessions today?
It speaks volumes. I thought our defense really stepped up in the red zone today. Did a nice job there holding them to kicks. Obviously, they're a team that is electric running the football. Lamar's a tremendous guy. I just think our defense really did a nice job when they got down in there that, really just holding them to those field goals, I think could have been a different football game. If they score on 1 or 2 of those, possessions could be different, but defense did a nice job down there.
Could you talk a little bit about just the rhythm of Trevor's throws on that last drive? I mean, it wasn't just one throw. There was about maybe 5 on that drive where, they were not gimme putts.
I think sometimes it's the difference, what we see in Trevor and sometimes what the fan might see or what y'all might see. I mean, this guy, he throws an incredibly good football, and he's smart, and he sees the field, and he can make all the throws, and you're just seeing that. You're just seeing that execution with him and that maturity with him. And listen, he played a really good game today, and but his guys played a really good game. His O-line played a great game. His tight ends blocked, the backs, the receivers, everybody, on offense played a great game to help us win this one. Defense came up with some big critical turnovers and some stops like we talked about. So, it's a step in the right direction for Trevor. Excited for his growth, obviously, and this is a big one for all of us.
How big was Jermichael Hasty in relief of Travis Etienne today for you guys?
It was huge. Hats off to him. To come in there. And again, it wasn't a perfect game, but for him to run hard like he did, catch the ball like he did, gosh, my hat's off for a guy that we just added to the roster at the beginning of the year to be in this position to help us win a game like this. My hat's off to him.
And any update on Travis Etienne?
Yeah, we didn't rule him out. We thought he could go. It is a medical. It's we gotta get more information tonight. And check him out. I mean, he was walking around the sideline. He felt fine, but I just don't want to risk it with him. Right now, and so it's just my decision to keep him out. But we'll check him out tonight and have probably a better update tomorrow.
Coach, you talked about players, not plays. Zay Jones, 11 for 145. I think that's one of the highest totals for a receiver on this team this year. Were you scheming him open, or as the game went on, or did he just keep making plays over and over?
I think he just kept making plays. I mean, the game plans are, each week are to try to get our guys the football. Obviously, Zay's one of them, Christian's one of them, Marv, all those guys, and sometimes it's who has the hot hand, and Zay really played extremely well, and what a tough couple catches down the stretch, and obviously, none bigger than that 2-point conversion.
Go back to the defense, Doug. They held him in the red zone, but they bent, but they didn't break down the field, too. There was the midfield play there at the end of the half that set up the first touchdown. The third quarter, there was the one at the 5-yard line where they stopped Lamar and forced the field goal there. Can you just talk about the nature? They gave up some big yards, some big plays, but they rallied. What does that say about the way that this defense is playing?
They're coming together. They're They're believing in themselves, believing in the scheme, trusting each other, and that's what it takes. This thing is not a, you're not going to fix it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ball games. It takes some time, and there were some explosive plays that we gave up, and we got to fix those and correct it. But for them not to panic either, and to really bow their neck in the red zone and hold them to field goals, I think is huge. It's really I think to me it could be the difference in the football game, quite honestly. And so defensively, Mike's scheme and the coaches did a nice job, of game planning for Lamar and that offense. And you're going to listen. You're not going to keep them down, right? I mean, they're an explosive offense, but yet when they get down in the red zone, our guys did a nice job of holding them to 3.
As a follow-up, did the simplicity that you talked about earlier this week, did that play a factor in some of that?
I think it can help. I think it can help just turn guys loose a little bit and let them play and use their strengths. Yeah.
Hey, Doug, sticking with the defense, can you talk a little bit about Chad Muma? You don't normally see a rookie helping guys get lined up, especially a guy who's making his first start. Were you pleased with what you saw from him today?
From the sideline, yeah. Obviously get a chance to watch the tape and watch it back and evaluate it. But I thought overall, yeah, did a nice job. You saw Foyer kind of in and around some plays a little bit more. And a lot, it goes, to the point of simplicity. It just allows the guys to be free and play to their strengths. So, but from my vantage point, I thought Chad did some good things. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Dougie Pederson. I am talking. Dougie Pederson. You got me? Gets it done. And the Jags get the win 28-27. I was looking at my tweets, and one of my favorite tweets of the day was, when we score, should the Jags go for 2 before the last drive started? And I'm looking at some of the responses from you Googans. I doubt they even get a first down. We're not scoring. What world do you live in? Trevor will choke. Lawrence throwing an INT, no doubt. Little believers, lack of believers. Faith is what we don't necessarily see, but we feel, we believe. We got to kind of believe in Trevor. It's 3 good games in a row. What's he got now, Stuart? 16 touchdowns and 6 picks? 3 more today? Was he at 13 or 14? You were at 13, now he's at 16? 16 and 6. Not bad. Not bad. We have a Oluokun sound, is what I'm being told. Foyer Oluokun had himself a day. 18 tackles for Foyer Oluokun. 18 tackles. But guess what? Body probably doesn't hurt a whole lot right now because they got a win as the Jags get it done. And maybe having Muma alongside him helps. I don't know. Look, they still gave up 27 points. I mean, it is what it is. But let's hear from Foyer Oluokun into bend but don't quite break, except for that last one, defense.
how much did you need a W after thinking you guys were better than your record and doing a lot of good stuff?
Yeah, you always need W's. I mean, it just feels better coming in the locker room after a win, after you fight that hard and you do so much stuff right in the game. Just being able to finish the game and come away with the W just shows that, you know, all the work that you're putting in throughout the week, all the talks, all the meetings that you have are going in a good, I don't even know the word, but you're doing the right thing.
Greatest kicker in the history of the game, 67-yarder.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Bound to miss one. Great kicker, though. I was telling him, yeah, odds. You know, he's going to miss one eventually. I'm happy he misses today, but he's good. He's good.
Walk us through some of the defensive changes you guys made this week with Dewey obviously being on the field and Rayshon kind of playing more of like a nickel role.
Yeah, just kind of the personnel that they brought, that big 42, like 300 pounds, playing fullback and stuff. So kind of have bigger bodies in there playing against the run. You know, the quarterback likes to keep it, so it's not perfect gap schemes. Like you got to get off a block and get to the ball a lot of the time. So just having bigger bodies in there and being able to play simpler calls in those. You know, whatever they threw at us, we knew our responsibilities and get to the ball.
How did Chad Muma play out there?
I think he played solid. I'll go back and watch the film. I feel like we played solid as a unit. He played solid with the unit.
As a team to have a comeback like that and for you to see Trevor do that, what does this do for everybody?
Like I said earlier, just all the work that we're putting in, going in the right place. I got confidence in the offense. Hopefully they got confidence in us. And, you know, everybody knows we're talented. We just got to keep putting it together. It's a good way to, you know, start off this little run we're trying to go on after the bye, but we got to keep stacking them in order to make it happen.
How good did you play? You had like 10 tackles in the first quarter, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I was tired. Nah, the ball is there. You know, if I read it right and get to the ball, that's what I do for my team. You know, all the way throughout the game, whatever I'm supposed to be doing, I'm trying to do it.
You know how this stuff works. Is this a growing up moment for this football team, for your quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, we saw flashes all year. We got to keep putting them together. I think when we start stacking good performances, finishing games the right way, that's when we'll show that we're growing up. But you got to start from somewhere, and it was a good opportunity for us to keep going off of that.
You know, you think about it, it's such a special win in so many ways. Besides the fact that the Jags won, how good was this game to watch? I mean, it's about one of the most entertaining games of the year. I mean, and it's the Baltimore Ravens who have led by double digits in every single game this year except today. And the Jags went toe-to-toe with the Ravens. That should tell you something. They should fear no one. Now, look, again, can they win? They're so far behind the 8 ball. Although Tennessee did lose today, they are so far behind the 8 ball at 4-7. They got a lot of work to do. But, and we got to savor this one. I know they want to go on a run. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I just want to be happy we got win number 4. You know why? Because we only had 3 last year. We only had 1 the year before. And starting tomorrow, we'll start thinking about getting win number 5. And then maybe we'll try to stack wins like Foyer said. But right now, let's just enjoy beating the Ravens here. That's a signature win. You know, last year we did beat Buffalo here. And that's one of the things I've been calling for all season. We needed one. I know the Chargers win was great out there in San Diego via LA. I know it was a great win. But it's so early, and this is when teams start to separate. This is November football, and the Jags beat the Ravens here. And again, the crowd was awesome. Remember, Stuart Weber had an excellent point. We must start every game at 125 from here on out. We are 1-0 and games started at 125. Jermichael Hasty, this one's for you. Terrific performance today. Look, you were awesome, 12 for 28, but a touchdown pass, caught the ball coming out of the backfield a couple times, and filled in admirably for an injured Travis Etienne. Let's hear from Jermichael right now.
Of a moment for Trevor and for you guys offensively to deliver in that situation, do you think?
I think it was great. I think it was a great step forward, you know, for our football team, and you know, just going to try to stay on the gas and keep it going.
How does it feel for you? You've been spotly used in, you know, these last couple of seasons, really not just here, to get this kind of workload, to get kind of a rhythm of the game. I mean, how much did that make a difference today?
Right. I'm not sure about that, but I just know, you know, when my opportunity came, I just had to make the most of it. You know, I'm surrounded by playmakers, offense and defense, so I just want to step right in and, you know, help contribute.
Walk us through the touchdown play, Michael.
All right. Honestly, man, 16 just threw a hell of a ball. I just looked up. It was right in my lap. Just had to finish the play.
For you, for this team offensively, obviously that 2-minute drive, you guys came up 3 feet short against the Giants. What does it mean to put together that game-winning drive, not just for this team, but for Trevor too?
Right. It's just great to finish, you know, drives like that. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned the Giants game, just to come this far, you know, and to finish the game, you know, the right way. So it's great for our football team.
All right, congratulations, man. What a great win for the Jaguars. What a great Sunday. What a great day for everyone involved with this organization. And maybe we'll look back and this could be the kind of the turning point. I mean, Trevor Lawrence by far, not by far, but clearly his best game as a pro. And he's building on things, right? He was really good against the Raiders. He was really good a couple weeks. He's playing better football. His quarterback rating is now consistently over 100. He's moving up the charts. It's taken him a while. He got those 17 games in last year, okay? And now 4-7. He's got 11 more. That's 28 games, but games 26, 27, and 28 have been special. And today was by far the most special game. And when you consider all that's happening, and it's a week-to-week league, don't get me wrong, but you think about all the guys that he came in with and how we compare all these quarterbacks. And we got Justin Fields, who is showing a lot with his legs, but has been left a lot to be desired as a thrower and is injured, did not play today. We got Zach Wilson in New York, who has been benched. And then the Jets scored. I don't know what they scored today. They beat the Bears. They beat them bad, and Mike White had a 3-touchdown performance. So he was terrific. And the San Francisco quarterback is at 31-10. Thank you, Liv. And the San Francisco quarterback, Trey Lance, is not even playing football right now. He's out for the year. So watching Trevor hang in there and take shots and have that game-winning drive when he had already had it. Remember, it was 19-10 Baltimore. And the Jags got a touchdown and a field goal and took the lead 20-10. And then, by goodness, we let them do it to us again. The Ravens hit it, and they got a 2-point, and they're up 27-20. And Doug Pederson said, "You're going for a 2-point, we're going for a 2-point." And then he went for a 2-point, and Zay Jones delivered. Zay Jones, what a special performance from him. There must be mobs of media around him today as he had 11 receptions for 145 yards. He should come out and join us up here on level, what level are we on, Stuart? Level 2. I don't know what level this is. Level 4. Level 3, Stuart says. He should come up and join us because Isaiah, I believed Zay. And you delivered. He had 47 catches, I think, going into this year. And what I also like about him, by the way, it wasn't 11 for 80. It was 11 for 145. You know, fourth down, big catches for Zay Jones. And he was targeted even more than that. So what a terrific game for that young man. Give him AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors. Is there anybody else doing anything today? I don't know. It's early for that. Give it to Trevor. I don't care. Give something to the Jags. They gave us a touchdown at the end with Marvin Jones, which I sure do appreciate. So, listen, great win, great moment for the Jags. Turning point, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Got to build on it. Off to Detroit next week. Very good offense. So-so defense. Hutchinson v. Walker. Allen and Walker, we still don't get much from those guys. But let's not focus on the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. Let's talk about beating the Baltimore Ravens, who were 8-3, came down to Jacksonville and took it on the chin. And now they're 8-4, and they're tied, I believe, or 7. No, they're 8-4. Cincinnati, I think, is 7-4. Show me the AFC South standing. Oh, can we jump ahead of the Colts? I don't know. Does 4-7 ahead of 4-7-1, Stuart? Is 4-7 ahead of 4-7-1? If the Colts lost, would we be ahead of them? Yeah, we would be ahead of them in second place. We still got a long way to go. Tennessee lost to Cincinnati, though, today. That was big. And, again, I'm not my God, Houston. Good luck with Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud or Will Levis. I'm voting for you to take Will Levis, by the way, but you do what you must. We've got ourselves a bona fide franchise quarterback, and I think he's proven that. You can slap that franchise tag on him. How elite can he be? Still to be determined. But franchise quarterback, you're damn right. Can he win a Super Bowl here? You're damn right he can. So, listen, my advice, get on board now. If you've been a doubter, hey, I'm wrong all the time. I've been wrong 1,000 times. That's why when I'm right, I brag about it, because I'm usually wrong. So get on board now with the Trevor's going to be great. Go ahead and hide all those tweets or delete those ones where you didn't like him so much and start believing in the kid. And let's ride with this guy over the next 10 years, and let's have some fun NFL football around these parts. And let's become sort of what Indianapolis has become. You know, they exploded when Peyton Manning arrived. And I think Jacksonville can explode with Trevor Lawrence if he plays like he did today. He was fantastic. And what a great ending. What a great last drive. Liv, do we have any more sound?
Because your lives are forever entwined.
We're waiting on Zay, and I'll say this. If Brent Martineau did not tell Zay that there was only one media slappy who believed in him today and got a shout-out for me from Zay, I'll be highly disappointed. Stuart, do you think Brent Martineau had the chutzpah, had the wherewithal, and had the proper respect for his elders to get – Stuart is shaking his head, absolutely not. No chance that happened. That would be highly disappointing. He's not just a colleague, he's a friend. And I certainly pump him up when he's right, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to stall until Zay Jones is loaded because I want to listen to that interview, and I want to hear if Brent Martineau told Zay Jones what was predicted about him this morning on the Countdown to Kickoff show, which, Liv, I suspect will be in our show tonight. In fact, not only do I suspect it, I demand it. And if it's not, heads are going to roll down at CBS 47, Fox 30, even if I have no cachet down there anymore. I don't care. I demand that be in the show tonight. Do we have Zay Jones ready now? Liv. Scores around the NFL for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to sort of, kind of stall a little bit and wait to hear from Zay Jones. It's what we do on the program. It's the post-game show on Facebook and actionnewsjax.com or all your platforms, Roku, Apple TV, Stick. It's everywhere. If you're going to, what am I supposed to just make them up, or are you going to put them up there for me, Liv? I mean, for God's sakes, the Browns beat the Bucs in overtime. How about that? Mike White leads the Jets over the Bears, and I think Trevor Siemian, I don't think Nathan Peterman ended up playing. I think it was Trevor Siemian, although he hurt his oblique in pregame. So there are a couple scores. Change. Also today, the Broncos have hit rock bottom. Nathaniel Hackett ain't going to make it through the week. The Commanders stay hot. Shout out to Washington. I love that team. I love what they're doing. In the face of everything that is bad, they found a way to win some football games and battle, and who knows, maybe they can make the playoffs as they knock off the Falcons. Meaning, by the way, the AFC or the NFC South may be taking the worst division of football away from us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Our man Zay Jones, did Brent Martineau ask him the right question? Did he do what he was supposed to do? Or did he stick a knife in my back? Here it comes.
You have a good matchup today. I mean, your number got called a lot.
I think the receivers did across the board. They're a good defensive unit. A lot of respect for who they have in their defensive back room. But we liked our matchups a lot.
How big is this win for you guys?
One second.
All the close games you guys have played, how big to get the W, to do it in that fashion, to keep believing the way you guys have believed?
Huge. I mean, it's just huge. I mean, if you see the locker room, just how excited guys are and just the aura and the presence that's going around and how coaches are ecstatic, man. Players are happy. The staff, so much goes into it. Training staff, equipment, weight room staff, I mean, nutritionists, everybody. So it's just so exciting to see everyone come together and enjoy this.
What is it win this Duke team that you guys still said we keep our belief in ourselves?
I just think a lot of momentum. It's pure momentum. Coming off the bye week, you can get caught sometimes being lackadaisical, and I feel like this group really honed in, took this game very seriously. We know that they're a playoff caliber opponent. I mean, Lamar Jackson is a special talent. Our defense had a huge task. They did a phenomenal job. Their special teams unit is great. I mean, their kickers lights out. So we knew it was going to be hard, and to come in and get a win like this, it says a lot about us and the resiliency that we have.
Does it say a lot about Trevor as well?
Sorry.
Why was today your day? Why was your number called so often today as opposed to any other week?
I think it's a reflection of practice. Not saying that I haven't been working hard in practice in the previous weeks, but I put a lot of time in and put a lot of work in. We all do as an offensive unit. And just to have a special day like this, I mean, across the board, I'm just thankful and grateful, man. It was a good time out there playing for sure.
How good are some of those throws? Trevor's composure on that final drive.
What does a win like this do for Trevor?
Gives him experience. I mean, he's still a very, very young player, and I mean, I don't know how many comebacks or close games that he's had in his career that he's came in and closed it out. I mean, hitting everybody from Christian to myself to Marv to Hasty out the backfield, using his legs, commanding the offense, going down against a tough opponent where it looked bleak for a second, you know, and to come out on top and win. It's got to boost his confidence, and I'm very proud of him in the way that he's hung through everything this season.
What was your gut feeling when Tucker ran out there as the greatest kicker of all time to kick that 67-yarder?
Wow, that's a huge compliment, greatest kicker of all time. Yeah, I mean, the guy's lights out. He hardly ever misses. I've never seen him miss until today. And I mean, what was it on, like a 68, 67? I mean, he almost made it, but we came out on top. You know, our field goal block team, I know, was working their hardest. Our defense played lights out. I just can't say enough about what a complete team win that was. And I mean, shout out Dewey for coming in there and punching one out. Foye, I saw him flying around all day. Arden Key, I mean, Trayvon Walker trying to get to the quarterback, getting held. So many things that happened today. It was a complete team win. I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
So speaking of Dewey, he was just telling me about, you know, tripping the rock. You guys have talked about that throughout the course of the last few weeks. In hindsight, how good does it feel to have finally gotten through to that rock?
Man, it feels amazing. It's not a sigh of relief. We have a lot of season left, and ultimately, this is not just our goal, but it is part of it. And you got to respect that part of the process, and you got to cherish it. So we'll enjoy it. We'll move on. I mean, it's a really good, satisfying feeling to beat a team like that. They're a heck of a team. I was ready. I had confidence in myself. I played ahead practice since preseason against Atlanta.
All right, let's hear from Trevor Lawrence. He's talking live. I'll pick a bone with Brent Martineau in just a minute.
And just that belief that we have in one another. We've been on the wrong side of these a lot, and it's cool to see, even though that's happened a lot, that we still have never lost faith, always trusted one another, and it felt good to be on the other side of this one.
Trevor, could you just talk a little bit about the locker room celebration, just the euphoria of the way this game was won against a playoff opponent, and what that might do for the confidence of this team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Obviously, it feels great. Like I said after the game, you know, you put in so much work, and to win the games like that, it's an awesome feeling. Nothing like it. I mean, it's super cool. And like I said, though, we've been on the other side, so we understand what that feels like too. And I think we're just appreciative of where we are, how far we've come, kind of what's in front of us still. And like we said, it's a new season once we got back from the bye week, and you can't win 7 games till you win 1. And we had to start today, and obviously there was some adversity, and we had to battle through it, and we just found a way, and it was incredible.
Okay, when the play had ended, did you really, and the way you saw the throw go toward the end zone, did you really think that Marvin was going to get it, not only catch it, but get his feet down?
When I let it go?
Yeah.
You know, I knew I put it in a spot where he'd have a chance at it. Obviously, I mean, Marcus Peters is a great corner. You know, he's a great player. So, you know, you just put it up where Marvin can go make a play. That's a guy I mean, we've made throws and catches like that for the past 2 years, countless times, whether it's in the games, in practice. Never to win the game like that, but it's the same thing. So you just put it up where he has a chance to go get it, and he made a great play.
Did you lobby to go for 2, or did you just wait for the coach's decision?
I was actually trying to figure out. We didn't know if they ruled it a touchdown. They ruled it a touchdown, but we didn't know if they were going to overturn it or not. So we were talking about our 2-point play, possibly talking about maybe kicking the PAT, and then we were also talking about if we didn't get it, what are our next plays at the end zone, because we only had, I think, 14 seconds left. So it's like a lot going on, and then they said we got it, and coach looked at me and said, we're going for 2, you know, and I wasn't sure before that what we were going to do, and just that trust that he has in us. And like I said, you know, we've been in that situation a lot and haven't always got it done, and just for him to keep trusting us, keep trusting me and our offense, it was big for us.
Trevor, talk about the last 14 seconds after you make that happen and take the lead. And, of course, you know, Tucker is maybe one of the most reliable players in and all of the NFL. And what's the emotion like as you're watching that kick go through the air?
Yeah, not the guy you want kicking a last-second field goal on you, that's for sure. I thought, you know, obviously our defense did a good job getting the guy down as early as we could. Obviously, that's a tough situation. You can't give up a chunk play. But you also don't want to give up too many yards to give him a chance. And I thought they did a good job executing that. And thankfully, you know, there wasn't enough time for them to run another play to possibly call a timeout and get more yards. So it was perfect. And I was a little nervous on the kick. Before the kick, I didn't think he was going to make it. But then when it was up in the air, it was going. And it just kept carrying and carrying. And I was watching the goalpost to see which one crossed first. And I mean, I don't know how short it was, but it was close. So. A little nervous there.
With all the stops that they were making, your defense was making in the red zone today. Yeah. Talk about their performance and how much it make you have to want to win this more because of that.
That's just what good teams do. What great defenses do. I mean, they kept us in the game. If you go back and watch the game, and they kept us in it. We had a couple. I think we had 3 or 4 3-and-outs. Weren't playing well in the third quarter. And they just kept holding, you know, just field goals, hold them to field goals and keeping us in the game. And then finally we had an opportunity or finally put a successful drive together, you know, early in the fourth quarter, went down and scored, got us back in it. And then I think right after that they had the fumble, you know. So, I mean, fumble, we kick the field goal, take the lead. And then from there it's just, all right, we got the lead. We're going to do whatever we have to do to go win this thing. And then obviously they had that drive, went and scored, and we knew as an offense, you know, defense has had our back all day. We got to go respond, and we got to be the ones to go win the game. And you know, it was a good feeling to be able to do it.
Trevor, you've talked about maintaining your confidence throughout all of this, but when you do something like that, the way it unfolded, that's got to be a little bit of a boost for you. Yeah.
I guess so. You know, it's yeah. I mean. It feels good. I mean, I'm really, really proud of this group. I'm proud of myself. You know, we've been through a lot here in the past 2 years and just battled through the adversity, and it's a good feeling. But I mean, I've said it before. I'm the same guy. I've always been this guy, and you know, I haven't always played my best every week, and that's going to happen sometimes. But I really love the direction that this offense, this team's heading, and we feel really good about who we are. And you know, I'm the same guy. So.
Trevor, why do you think Zay was able to be as open as he was, and moreover, for him to catch that 2-point conversion, what did that mean to you into this offense?
Just, you know, some of our best players making plays when you got to make them, and that's what it is. And you know, coach, like I said, coach trusted us to go make the play. Obviously, either you win or you lose on that play, and he trusted us to go win the game. And you know, a lot of teams, a lot of coaches would have kicked that, gone to overtime, and he made that decision to trust us and go win it. And I think knowing that, we're in the huddle like there's no doubt we're going to score right here or get the 2-point conversion. And, you know, Zay ran a good route. He's the guy. We felt great about that play, you know, kind of been cooking it up and just executed great. It was a great catch by him.
For you guys, one more for me. With Travis going down, if you could just kind of reflect on JaMychal, Snoop getting some more carries and what their performance said about their play.
Just guys being ready, you know, asked to do a lot of different things. Obviously, going into each week, where we're at now, you kind of expect Travis to get the bulk of the carries, and then something happens and he goes down early in the game, and those guys just being ready to play. I mean, JaMychal having a great touchdown catch early, made some big plays down the stretch, some tough runs. Snoop had some tough runs. Just guys being ready. That's what it takes. You know, you're not always going to have all your guys. It's a physical game. Stuff's going to happen, and guys got to step up, and they were able to do that today, and really, really proud of them and our whole offense.
With Travis, he was running and doing some cutting late in the first half and in the second half. Doug said that he could have played, but he didn't want to risk it. Did you have an opportunity to talk with him, get any sense of how healthy he was?
Yeah, I mean, he looked okay. I don't want to speak on that because I'm not really sure. I haven't talked to him a lot after the games. You know, we were all kind of celebrating, hanging out. I hadn't really talked to him, but I think he's feeling pretty good. I'm not really sure. Saw him on the sideline, and I just told him he'd be smart. You know, kind of like we talked about. We got the guys to get it done. Obviously, we need Travis. He's a great player and helps us, but at the same time, be smart. You know, we need you for the long haul too. So.
I know a couple of the guys in the locker room were talking about, especially Christian mentioned Doug's post-game speech to you guys and talking about players versus plays. If you could just elaborate on that and what that kind of speaks to as far as Doug's confidence in you guys and what this team is about.
That's just, that's what the game comes down to. You know, I've had a lot of coaches now, and the last 2 years, that's what you hear from everyone because it's true. It's about players, not plays. You know, everybody runs, for the most part, everybody runs the same plays. You know, it's about players making plays when you have to make them, and it was cool to see how many different guys had to make plays today to give us a chance to win, especially on that last drive, whether it's Christian, Zay, Marv, Jamichael, whoever. You know, it's a bunch of guys had to make plays to go win this game, and I think that gives us a lot of confidence moving forward.
Did you have a...
All right, that's Trevor Lawrence with his post-game comments. What a performance by that young man. Unbelievable. Jags get the win. 28-27. We're going to break it all down tonight on Action Sports Jax Prime Time. We'll do it twice, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll take a look back at that game-winning drive. It was so special. What a great day for this franchise. Yeah, I know they're just 4-7, man, but maybe, just maybe, a turning point going forward with Doug Pederson and Trevor Lawrence, something I think a lot of us have been waiting for over the past few weeks. So congratulations to the Jags, winners today. They're 4-7. They beat the Baltimore Ravens 28-27. We'll see you coming up tonight on Action Sports Jax Prime Time. Have a good day, everybody.
It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.